Look, I know this one isn't perfect, but you know what? It's a heck of a lot more faithful than a lot of the other attempts. Hey everybody, what's going on today? We're going to be talking about an anime based on a video game. Today, we're going to be talking about 1995 Street Fighter II, the animated movie. Look, this one is one that I know is not a perfect movie, but man, do I love it. I've loved it ever since. I bought the VHS tape just on a whim. I was like, okay, we're going to try this out. And again, it's not a perfect movie, but it's something that I have dug ever since the opening scene where it shows the fight between Sagat and Ryu, where Ryu dragon punches Sagat and gives him the future scar. I've loved it ever since then. You see that him hit him on the chest and that blood just comes, and I don't know. I've loved it ever since. The basic setup of the movie is there's a lot going on. Ryu is traveling all over the world, and Shadow Law is trying to track him down because Bison wants. He's like, if anyone can kick the crap out of Sagat, I want this fighter, because what they're doing is they're brainwashing fighters to become their assassins. And we see near the beginning of the movie the character of Cammy goes and assassinates a top government official, but then she doesn't even remember what she did. So you, just like in the video game, the setup is you've got Chun-Li and Guile are both trying to track Bison down for their jobs, and both of them have reasons to do so, revenge reasons to do so. Ryu's traveling is kind of oblivious to the world. Ken is wanting to fight Ryu again, or Ryu again. Sorry, I said it wrong. I might get in trouble for that. He wants to fight Ryu again to see just where they both are at. And then you also have Balrog and Vega and Sagat working for Bison. That they're his henchmen, just like in the video game. And then throughout the movie, we meet other characters. One thing I do like about this one a lot is, while they're not all used big time, they at least find some ways to fit all of the characters in. And this is all the characters up and through the new Challenger. So you get Fei Long, T-Hawk, DJ, Cammy, and then all the originals as well. And also, though he doesn't say anything and he's just more kind of in the background, Akuma is actually in this as well. So I always dug that they had all the characters at least in here fighting or something. Some of them are characters you go and talk to. Some of them like Blanca and Zangief are just like the entertainment fight in Vegas and things like that. So I just like that they were able to fit everybody in. Whether or not they moved along the story big time, that's debatable. But at least all of them were involved somewhere in the movie. You had everybody. The main focus is Ken and Ryu being tracked down by Bison. The second focus is Guile and Chun-Li, but really, they... in the end, they're both pointless. That being said, Chun-Li has the best fight in the movie, and we'll talk about that in a bit. When it comes to the voice acting and everything, I don't recognize... I'm looking at the English voice cast. I don't recognize a lot of these now. Anime fans might, but there's two that stand out to me. The first one, he voices a few different characters, some minor ones, but Steve Bloom... he voices T-Hawk, and a little-known actor voices Fei Long. His name is Bryan Cranston. That one really surprised me, because I know Bryan Cranston had done voices for like Power Rangers and things like that. So, and then I had to go back and listen to it again. It's like, sure enough, that's Bryan Cranston. Now, it's not the deeper voiced, gravelly voiced Bryan Cranston we're used to now. This is definitely 1995 Bryan Cranston, and then it's cool to hear that though, because you really listen to it, you're like, yeah, that is Bryan Cranston. That's cool. Again, the voice cast, there's not a lot of recognizable voices, but at least to me. But there is a list out there on BehindTheVoiceActors.com that has everyone in there, and maybe someone that's a bigger anime fan than me may recognize more of the names. When it comes to the overall story, it's a mixed bag. Because, again, they're following so many different things, and then some of them in the end don't really mean anything. The Ken and Ryu story is, of course, the best part, because they're destined to fight, but then the way they fight isn't the way they would want. But then, of course, they have to team up to fight Bison. And which, by the way, speaking of Bison and Vega and all them, I do have to get this out before I forget. Of course, when the English translation... it calls them the way that the United States does. But on the screen that they're showing, Chun-Li's telling everybody about the henchmen and everything. But it has, their original Japanese name. So our Balrog is M. Bison. And our Vega is Balrog. It just kind of has those switches. So, of course, Vega was the original name of M. Bison and on the original Japanese game, and they had to change M. Bison from our Balrog character because they were afraid they were going to get sued by Mike Tyson. And speaking of Balrog in this, I almost messed up. Speaking of Balrog in this, just like I don't know the Pokemon's name, but the one that was accused of being representative of blackface, or like a Mr. Popo. Balrog in this animation is probably a little problematic nowadays. I'll just say that. I would say it's a little problematic. But anyway, yeah, you got all the different stories going on. Chun-Li and Guile, they get a good portion of this movie, but really... other than Chun-Li's fight with Vega, they're not that important to the story other than moving us along. So it's just kind of... It's like, I know you had to get them in there, and they are important to the overall Street Fighter story, but it was just kind of, okay, you really didn't do anything in the end. That being said, best fight in the movie, Chun-Li versus Vega. Teenage Gino, he enjoyed the entire scene, of course, because Teenage Gino was very lonely. But the whole scene is in her apartment, and she takes a shower, and after she gets out, the whole time between her taking her shower and her, fixing up her hair and everything, it's like the calm before the storm, because all of a sudden, we know Vega's coming. And Vega attacks, and that entire scene is amazing because it's a very claustrophobic, knockdown, dragged out fight. We've got, them trying to do their special moves, which a lot of the characters get their special moves in. That's another thing I like about this one. They fit in all the cool moves we know, but they're doing these moves in a very small apartment. So, you've got Vega, sliding into furniture and stuff like that. And it's just kind of cool to watch. It's a very just visceral, bloody, just knockdown, drag out fight. And I love every second of it. And it's still one of my favorite animated fights ever. You can probably just catch the fight on YouTube if you want. If you do want to see this movie, by the way, you can see it on like IMDb TV for free with ads. I believe YouTube has it for free with ads, and Vudu as well has it for free with ads. But yeah, that fight, man, it's just brutal, and it's very true to the character, especially of Vega, because he values his pretty face, and let's just say Chun-Li messes up his pretty face. So all in all, Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, it's not a perfect movie. That being said, it's a very good adaptation of the movie, or of the game. You have one of the big things that pushes this movie forward is Bison is trying to recruit these fighters, and he sends out like these cyborgs that basically have scanners from Dragon Ball Z, and of course Ryu is only over 3,000. But it's a cool way to introduce the fighters and to get them all involved. Again, every fighter up through the new challengers is in this, and I like that. They show some of Ryu and Ken's past training and everything, and it's just a fun adaptation of a video game. Again, is it perfect? No, but let's be honest, we've seen the other Street Fighter movies. That's all for now. See you later.